Does this type of story sound familiar? A company starts. Its product or service is validated as evidenced by growing customer demand. The leader reinvests some of the profit to hire more people and upgrade technologies and equipment. They even document some processes. Demand keeps growing, and now they need even more people, processes, and tools to sustain it. So they raise prices hoping to stifle that demand. But it doesn't work. The business keeps coming. Now what? Hi, I'm Alicia Butler-Pierre. The cycle just described plays out often with small businesses around the world. The most frustrating part is that some of them have a strong potential to not just grow, but scale. But how can they break out of that cycle? The short answer? Money. In an earlier episode, we heard about a fintech product offering access to capital. But as we're about to learn, there's another source of cash infusion that you can exhaust before you even chase the capital, and that's research and development tax credits. Not to boast, but the financial technology you're about to discover may be just the boost your company needs to scale. This is Season 14, Episode 177. Let's start the show.
Welcome to Business Infrastructure, the podcast about curing back office blues of fast-growing businesses. If you're a business owner or operator looking for practical tips and solutions to scaling your business in a sustainable manner, you're in the right place. Now here's your hostess, Alicia Butler-Pierre.
Having a tough time trying to explain ideas over a video conference? Try the Think Smart Whiteboard. It's the fastest whiteboard software in the world and allows you to upload flowcharts and write on them while your colleagues are watching remotely. Call us today for a free demo. The number is 1-866-584-6804 or visit us online at getmytablet.com. Now that's smart. Think smart. This episode is brought to you by Equilibria Incorporated. Scale your fast-growing small business with less pain by hiring the right people, implementing the right processes, and leveraging the right technologies. Learn more at eqbsystems.com. That's eqbsystems.com. If you've been listening to the past several episodes of this show, then you know we're focusing on game-changing technology this season. And it just wouldn't be complete without a conversation about artificial intelligence, also known as AI. And joining us today from the San Francisco Bay Area in California is Lloyed Lobo. He's the co-founder and president of Boast.AI. It's a fintech platform that automates access to billions in research and development tax credits and government funding. I can't wait to find out more about this. Lloyd, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Let's discuss the absolute most important thing first. Congratulations. You're a new dad.
Thank you. It's my third kid. And
third kid.
third kid. It's good. It's great because I have an 8-year-old, I have a 3-year-old, and then a third kid, boy. He came 3 weeks early, but nothing that we weren't prepared for. My second daughter came 3 months early, so she was born in 25, and she grew up. She grew up in the incubator till term date at Stanford there, and technology has improved vastly. And she's normal, no signs of anything, and is a perfect, lovely child. So we were like, we had a very hard time with our second child because we were like playing the guessing game at the hospital for 3 months. And so with our new boy, we're like 3 weeks is pretty much full term for us.
Well, congratulations. Congratulations to you and your wife.
Thank you.
Lloyd, as I was preparing for our conversation, I wanted to make sure I started off just learning more about you and your background, because I always think it's so interesting and fascinating hearing the backstory of how people got to where they are today. So we're definitely going to talk about Boast, the technology. But first, I noticed you have such a diverse background in technology, and starting with your degree in software engineering, and it looks like you had a couple of jobs where you were leading different sales and marketing teams at one point even, and you've co-founded some businesses along the way. But I'm curious, what got you interested in the fintech space?
I am inspired by helping other people. I think my purpose in life is helping other people achieve what they want. Right. I'm an immigrant. I was a refugee of the Gulf War in the 90s, early 90s. And the one thing I realized as we were, the country was being bombed and we were traveling on this rickety bus from Kuwait to Baghdad to Jordan, we didn't know if we were going to live or die. But everyone on that bus was sort of laughing and singing along the way. And that formulated my thesis on life. And I was probably 9 years old. And that was, it's neither the destination nor the journey, but the companions that matter the most. Who cares if you're on a crappy journey on the way to hell with great companions, you're singing along the way. And so I think my biggest purpose in life is to enable other people become successful. And so with Boast.AI and fintech in general, our mission at Boast is to enable innovators to change the world, from vaccines to robots to clean drinking water. Every dollar spent in innovation returns more than 20 to the universe. And our mission is to get them the money they need to succeed and the resources they need to succeed. Without resources and money, you can't succeed. And so we're bringing that together at Boast.
And just from me doing my research on you, it looks like it didn't just start with the technology. It looks like you started an actual consulting firm first called Boast Capital. Is that right?
Definitely, yeah. So my co-founder and I have been friends since university days. And after engineering, I moved to the US. I studied engineering in Canada. Then I moved to the US because my girlfriend got into med school there. And I spent a lot of time in the tri-state area, New Jersey, New York, Philly, working in product, running product for technology companies, growth. And what had happened was my co-founder got into engineering leadership program at Johnson & Johnson. And after that, he did a startup that didn't work out. And then he felt he needed to study accounting. So he went and studied accounting, and that unique combo of engineering and accounting got him into the research and development, tax intensive space. He ended up working at a large Big Four, and he called me and he said, there's hundreds of billions given in R&D incentives and government funding to support innovative businesses, but the application process is cumbersome. You're always looking back after the end of the tax year to figure out what qualifies. It's prone to frustrating audits from the government. And receiving the money takes a long time, like 16 months from the first dollar you incur in R&D. And he said, let's build something to fix it. So we started as a consulting firm because we said, hey, we didn't know if we were going to land on this idea. We worked on two other ideas. We worked on Automatically, which was AI chatbot built on top of Zendesk to streamline customer service. Then I went and did another company called Speakeasy, which was AI for sales. And, we weren't sure that, the R&D tax credit space would work out. After shutting down Automatically and Speakeasy, then we transformed that. We knew we had some clients and happy customers at Boast Capital. So we rebranded to Boast.AI, registered Boast.AI as a Delaware C in 2017, and then went on that software mission. And a lot of my learnings are literally around that, right? It's like, startups or businesses are built in phases, right? It's like dating. You don't go to a bar and meet somebody and expect them to marry you on the first conversation. You optimize for the number and the text and so on and so forth. And so with business, it's like you have an idea. Your first phase is validation. What does validation mean? Let's get maybe 5-10 customers in the B2B sense to pay you, to try you out and pay you for it. Perfect example of validation with Boast was Boast Capital, right? We were doing the service manually and we were serving clients and we knew we could get customers and keep them. The second phase then is product market fit. You build something and it's a scalable product that people can use. You're getting the same kind of customer coming to your product for the same kind of service, and they keep coming back over and over again. And there, your biggest goal is retention, meaning customers stick around. They don't leave. High NPS customer retention. After that, you get to a phase of product channel fit, where you have a product. Now, how do I figure out one scalable, repeatable channel to acquire, to get, keep, and grow customers? And once you hit that product channel fit, then you're at a phase of scale where you spend 2/3 of your time sort of scaling what you've nailed. For example, like I said, one kind of customer, one kind of channel, getting one kind of value. So maybe with us, with Boast, R&D tax credits, one kind of customer, innovative businesses, innovators, founders, CEOs of technology companies, one kind of channel. We built this massive community, and we had BD reps doing sort of community management into that community, right? Hosting events and whatnot. And that got us to where we are today. And then we bootstrapped the company to over 10 million and then raised Series A in funding. And now we're at the phase of scale because we went to the validation. The validation was manually doing work under Boast Capital. Then product market fit is customer retention. We had high customer retention. Product channel fit was we built this massive community called Traction, and it's got 110,000 subscribers. We host weekly webinars, monthly dinners in different cities, conferences. We donate the profits from it, but we've built such a good brand there that we get a lot of customers through hosting these events and bringing people together. So that was the one channel. And now we're at scale where we're spending 2/3 of our time scaling what works. We know business development works. We know community works. So we're scaling what works. And 1/3 of our time is going into nailing new activities. Like, what do you figure out? What do you test out? Do you test ads? Do you test maybe podcasts? Like those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm. That was a great rundown and a great reminder for anyone who's listening right now about those 4 stages: the validation, product market fit, product channel fit, and then scaling what you've nailed. I love that. I'm curious, Lloyd. So you have this friend, the two of you, that friend introduces you to this major issue that's out there right now facing innovators, going through the onerous process of applying for these tax credits, but specifically for research and development. And I noticed from the website that there's another type of tax credit that you all specialize in, and that's known as SR and ED, which is scientific research and experimental development. Can you explain what that is for those who are listening?
Every country calls the research and development tax credit something else. In Canada, it's called SR and ED, scientific research and experimental development. In the US, it's called actually research and experimentation or experiment research credit. But really what it is R&D credit. If you're developing new technology or improving existing technology, you can get in Canada up to 64% of your salaries spent in R&D. If you're in the US and you're developing new technology or improving existing technology from federal, you can get about 10% of your R&D spend back, and every state is different.
I know. It was just starting to get good, right? Well, there's more where that came from. To listen to the full interview, be sure to click the link in the description box below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell so that you'll know when our next episode drops. Until then, keep operating smoothly.
Join us next week for another episode of Business Infrastructure with Alicia Butler-Pierre.